As an indie artist, though, performer, what are some of the positives you find about that?
Mm.
Doing your own thing with your own people.
Well, doing your own thing with your own people, you're certainly free
Mm-hmm.
to express yourself creatively in the way that's truest to you.
Mm-hmm.
If you're going to go about this intelligently, then you surround yourself with people that hear you, but also are going to give you tough love. So
Mm-hmm.
that if you're too way out there, they know how to reel you back so you can do what you want to do. So that ultimately you can do a freedom session, if you will, where you just pull open a bottle of wine and just play with your friends and put out a CD, like
Jamming, right?
yeah, like Sarah McLachlan did, But when you're an independent artist, it's certainly about you getting behind yourself and
Mm-hmm.
you realizing that you are the product and you making sure that you have people around you who believe in you, who
Mm-hmm.
respect your artistry, who understand that you're not doing this to date, you're not doing this to be have the most friends in the world. You're doing this because this is what's passionate for you. Without music, I personally would not have made it as far as I've made it in terms of even just being here.
Mm-hmm.
So for me, not having my artistry, not having my art, would be devastating. And so I'm around people who understand that and embrace that and embrace me and keep me shrouded in creativity. Like no matter what else is going on in my life, they grab me pretty much, by the little collar and say, "Come on," and there I am.
Mm-hmm.
You know.
Well, I think one of the points that you're trying to make, or that you usually make with me outside of this environment, is that being an independent artist, and I strongly believe that, keeps your product pure. Because when you are signed to major companies and so on, they tend to want to insert themselves in your work, and sometimes that really doesn't work, especially if you're working just like Marley, because you're working, because you want to be creative, because you have a purpose. And then money, it's not the last thing on your mind, but it's definitely secondary,
Right.
your artistry and your purity comes first. I can't help but mention now, Monet, your latest press release, in which you talk about your personal challenges, your tragedies, and your triumphs as an entertainer. What are some of these experiences that you have been through, and how have you managed to overcome them and become the artist that you continue to be?
I'm going to share. It's funny that you said that because it's just like in my head. And
Mm-hmm.
it took 7 years to come out with a second complete full project. As a result of having medical operations, I had received an injury, and then I landed up in physical therapy.
Mm-hmm.
My home was burned down, which is one of those instances that I was saying that my management, my people, my family came behind of me, and they were like, you know what? You may not have anything, but you have a clean shirt and some pants, and I have a flute in my one of my very good friends gave me a Trevor James flute, which
Mm.
is which was pretty beautiful of him. He's a flute maker as well, and and he that's J.B. Weissman of Weissman Flutes, and it was amazing for him to do that. But the thing of it is that everyone knew that no matter what, no matter who was physically standing by my side, I had to stand by my own side and hold myself up by
Mm-hmm.
creating. Which is why I wrote a piece. One of my pieces is called "Walk with Me," and it's a club music. I wrote it with my really good friend Ethan White, and he produced it and wrote it and everything with me. And it's a happy song, but it really is true. It's like "Walk with me, be happy," or "Let me be." You know.
Mm.
And I'm writing this sitting with nothing anymore because I lost my one of my most precious things, which was my dog.
Mm-hmm. I
And
remember. I remember the time.
yeah, I know,
Yeah, we were there.
I know.
But I'm gonna wrap this up soon. I just want to ask you. It is a difficult industry for women, which is why I'm doing what I'm doing right now. I'm not on radio, but I've decided that I'm gonna make the birds sing by whatever means, right?
Right.
And I know as a female musician or singer, it's probably even more difficult for you. In your opinion, is the industry getting better and more embracing and receptive toward females?
I'm going to just say it's a very difficult period.
Mm-hmm.
Certainly, as a woman, you got to know what you want. You got to stay focused. Be friendly, but keep people at a distance. Keep people at arm's length. All you have is yourself. So if you're beautiful, you're supposed to be, and you are your product. Protect your product. Protect your future. Mind, body, soul, and your essence. Don't give your body away. Don't sell yourself short. If you protect yourself and you do that, you'll have your foundation, and then you can build on it. Surround yourself, as I said, with good people who truly have your interests in mind, who respect your artistry, who are equally, if not more, motivated than you are. Never reach down, always reach up and move forward. And remember that what don't kill you will make you strong.
You're preaching my story.
Yeah, man, because now I am personally stronger and more motivated than ever, more excited. I'm walking in the light, and I am ready to receive God's blessings. And as a female artist, as a female creative entity at all, as you know, you have to maintain your integrity. You have to maintain your vision, but you have to listen, and you have to surround yourself with people you trust, so that when someone gives you input, you have enough wherewithal to say, wait a second, this person knows what they're doing. They want me to succeed too, because this is my team.
And I've always said it, that like myself, I could have probably been in way ahead in the radio game, but I will do so on my own merit. I won't do that by, as you say, sacrificing personal pieces, your soul, personal pieces.
Right.
And if you have to do it on your own, you do it. But the integrity and the respect must always be there, so that when you get out and you do some stuff on your own,
Right.
without any help, people watch, or they stop and they listen. And that's the point of it. You have your integrity. Now, you're, Monet, what we love to call an army brat. Tell us a bit about your parents and their influences on your work. This is my final question, because I got to wrap it up.
All right. Well, my dad was a colonel. He was in the Army. And my mom was the assistant registrar. She eventually became the assistant registrar at Kings Point Merchant Marine Academy. So I spent my childhood at the academy, or trailing around behind my dad at military bases. And I like to just be with them. So that was a good thing, because I was with both of them as often as they could have me with them, which is big, because your parents are what, like your imprint. They imprint upon you, and it's very important. So my mom, when she was a kid, won the Apollo. She was about 13, and she was a member of this trio called the Haywood Trio. And my dad managed bands, and my grandfather sang as well, so that all went together. Betty Carter was a good friend of the family's. My stepdad was a jazz trombonist, and he hung out with like Duke Ellington. So if this guy was alive right now, he'd be so ancient, because he was my mom, and she was a young woman to him, So I grew up listening to a lot of jazz, classical music, mixed in with some reggae and some soul. And my parents were definitely, that was part of what they did as well. Besides being regimented, they enjoyed the arts. My mom had theater going on all the time. I'd be sitting on the side of the stage watching her, and I was that little kid.
So you're from an extremely artistic musical family, and drama, theater, and everything. Anything else you'd like to add real quickly, Monet?
Well, I just want to tell you thank you. Thank you for inviting me, and thank the audience. Thank you all, please, for listening to me. And please check me, if you can, if you will, if you'd like to, on www.purposerecords.com. Also, as I mentioned, on reverbnation.com/MonetNYC. Follow me on Twitter/Monet, MONET, NYC. Check me on YouTube.com, Monet and the number 7, that's God's number, Monet and the number 7, and like me if you feel so inclined on Facebook, that's Monet, MONET, and you can find me there as well as Monet Charisse.
Okay, it was great talking to you, my friend. And I want to thank you for stopping by to have this audio moment with Cutting Edge Arts and Entertainment Newsletter, and all the best to you.
Thank you so very much.
You're very welcome. Thank you, Monet.
Right.